This is where ethics stops being an argument and becomes physiology. Right action is no longer enforced by rules. It is revealed through alignment, not what is believed, not what is consumed, but what is expressed. Across wisdom traditions, speech is never neutral. Words are emissions. They carry charge. They move breath, activate nerves, regulate bodies, and either stabilize or fragment the space they enter. Expression is not secondary to belief, it's the evidence. Within the Gospel of Thomas, a non canonical sayings collection attributed to Didymus Judas Thomas, preserved in early Syrian and later in Coptic Christian communities, the Rabbi Yeshua of Nazareth, the Hebrew from Galilee, states this with surgical clarity. He says, "What goes into the mouth does not defile a person, but what comes out of the mouth, that is what defiles." Gospel of Thomas, saying 14. The same teaching appears in the Jewish Christian canonical stream. In the Gospel of Matthew, transmitted through Catholic and later Protestant traditions, the Nazarene rabbi repeats the insight. It's not what goes into the mouth that defiles a person, but what comes out of the mouth. Gospel of Matthew 15:11. This teaching predates moral systems built on purity rules and behavioral control. It reaches deeper into regulation and coherence. In Hebrew understanding, the mouth is the gate of breath. Ruach means breath, wind and spirit at once. Speech is breath shaped by intention. To speak is to externalize an internal state. What exits the mouth reveals alignment or fragmentation before explanation ever arrives. This is why ethics cannot be legislated here. It must be embodied. In Second Temple Judaism, corruption was not primarily about sin. It was about disorder, misalignment between inner state and outward action. Speech exposes that disorder instantly. What spills out under pressure is not accidental. The tone, the urgency, the timing reveal the state of regulation. The voice tells the truth. Biology confirms what ancient traditions observed. The throat is a regulatory center. The vagus nerve passes through it, shaping heart rhythm, digestion, and emotional regulation. When speech is forced or weaponized, the body registers it immediately. When expression is aligned, the body settles. Harm in this framework is not rule breaking. Harm is the projection of internal disorder outward. Fragmentation made contagious. This is why Rabbi Yeshua of Nazareth never forces intervention. Healing is not imposed. Teaching is not coerced. Help is not delivered without consent. Throughout the canonical Gospels, the Nazarene rabbi asked before healing, "What do you want?" Not for information, but for an invitation. Without the invitation, even healing becomes a violation. The Thomasine saying sharpens this truth. Intake does not corrupt because it does not violate agency. Output can corrupt because it crosses boundaries. To speak without invitation is an intrusion. To correct without consent is domination. To help without welcome is to override sovereignty. The body understands this before theology ever does. Speech emerging from coherence lands as resonance. Speech emerging from fragmentation lands as force. The difference is alignment. This is why silence is honored across wisdom traditions. Hebrew prophets withdrew before speaking. Essene communities practice restraint of speech. Early Christian ascetics treated silence as a regulation, not repression. Not everything that can be said deserves expression. Not every truth belongs in every space. This episode plants a seed that will continue to unfold. Do not intervene unless you are invited. Specifically, this is not passivity, it is precision. Intervention without invitation communicates superiority of timing. That destabilizes both sides. The Nazarene rabbi does not build new speech laws. The source is exposed. The mouth reveals the heart, not sentiment, but the integrated center of perception and intention. The work is not better language, the work is alignment. When coherence is present, speech becomes medicine. When fragmentation dominates, speech becomes poison, even when phrased gently. Ethical living cannot be reduced to scripts or approved vocabularies. Those are dead forms. Living ethics arise from regulated presence. Expression becomes trustworthy when the nervous system is settled. Voice becomes healing when breath is free. Silence becomes wisdom when restraint is chosen. What exits the mouth is never neutral. It stabilizes or destabilizes the field it enters. Truth does not require invasion. Healing does not require force. Wisdom waits for an invitation. And when no opening appears, silence itself becomes ethical action. What comes out of the mouth tells the truth long before belief ever does.